Hey guys, this is Gary Chan here on another video. I want to do a topic is on real estate crashes and whether you guys think there will be a real estate crash in the next year or two. Well, when interest rates change, typically the effect of the change, let's say we're having lowered interest rates, the effect of that on the economy usually results in about 18 to 24 months. So I would say that it right now we're what, November 2020, we might be looking at the results or the effects of the interest rate changes like 2021, maybe even to 2022. So we really don't know the immediate effects. In terms of the real estate supply and demand, a lot of sellers are pulling back. They're concerned. Oh, I'm gonna get COVID. I gotta put my mask on, and I don't want people in my house. The other thing is buyers. They might be sitting on the sidelines, but actually, what we're having is a pent up demand of all these buyers since March, all through now, who've been sitting at home waiting and saying, "Hey, I want to look and I want to buy a house, but since there's COVID, I've been sitting around at home." And since they're now back on the market, we've got 6 months of these buyers that are just back flooding back into the market looking for a house. So that's what's creating a rise in the housing market. Another thing is because of lower interest rates, there's more buying power for buyers. So for example, let's take a $250,000 house at 3% interest. The monthly payments would be about $1,050 a month. Compare that to at 5%, the monthly interest rate for a house at about $195,000 would be the buying power at 5% interest with the same monthly payment of roughly $1,050. So you're losing $55,000 of buying power. That's about 25%, 1,500. Yeah, that's about 20% of a change there. So, what other factors? Unemployment rates. While they are higher, it's more affected blue collar workers more than white collar or professionals like teachers, police officers, firefighters. And these professionals have been at home still getting their checks as far as I'm concerned, or they're still employed through government agencies. They're still looking for houses. They're still interested in buying, and so the real estate market per se really isn't affected by the working class, the lower working class who are actually renters for the most part. Um, all that considered, I would say that the picture, if you compare now to the 2007 to 2009 era housing crash, that the whole dynamics now are a lot different, and because of the other big thing about the 2007 2009 housing crash was that there were a lot of self reported incomes, so people could be like, oh, I'm making $250,000, and they wouldn't need to require any tax paperwork. They would get the loan, and then when the market crashed, to be like, okay, well, I didn't really make that kind of money, or I couldn't really pay the monthly payments, and I'll just let the bank take it. And then it just kind of spiraled farther down the whole housing market. So I don't think we're going to be having that effect. And however it's going to present itself, it always seems to present itself in a different way every 10 years. So think going back, we had the '07 to '09 housing crash, the 97, 99, 1997, 1999, we had like the internet bubble. And you go back to 1988, we had the Wall Street crash. And so, some people say every 7 to 15 years we have an economic collapse. Right now, COVID might be the cause of our next collapse, but we're getting a lot of stimulus packages, and who knows? Who knows how this is going to all play out? Um, it's going to be interesting. But in terms of the housing market itself, I don't know if well, okay. So here's another thing. Also hearing that there's going to be a bunch of foreclosures coming onto the market next year because of one third of mortgage people who are paying on their mortgages, they haven't been paying on their mortgages. However, it does take like 2 to 4 years for a bank to initiate and process their whole foreclosure process. So again, going back to the interest rate thing, where I was saying 18 to 24 months, we're looking at the foreclosures affecting the whole real estate market 2 years to 4 years out from now. And we may, people who are looking at statistics and numbers might be able to see this impending doom as it occurs. I guess the best thing that you could do to prepare yourself if you are a real estate investor is you could save up your cash and then be prepared to pick up these foreclosure properties at a good deal, or sit on the sidelines and just kind of wait and see how things happen before you risk too much money in the housing. Let's say you're going to get a loan and the market collapses, and now you're overextended on a house that's worth way less than what you paid for. So it's kind of how you interpret it. At this point, anything can kind of happen. People look at the news all the time. People are like, oh, there's gonna be a stock market crash. Oh, there's gonna be a housing market crash. And they could be early, they could be late. Hard to say, how the future will play itself out. But this is kind of how I'm seeing things and how I'm understanding how the real estate market is now in 2020, near the end of 2020. Hope that helps. And if you guys like my channel, please subscribe, click the notification or the bell, and thumbs up on the video. Have a great day.